it's Jennifer Evans with Empowering Wellness Counseling Solutions. And today we're going to talk about how to release self-sabotage. So many times, especially when we're in that precipice, we're in this doorway where we know that there's promise to be had, and yet we feel like we're in this what we call dissonant place. We kind of logically, we know that there's things that we need to do. There are things that we want to achieve success, but emotionally we can't feel connected to that, or that we have the worth, the value, the desire to get to that point. And so this dissonance is our past occupying our present and holding us back. And that's what's causing us to self-sabotage. And it can feel like this just like weight on us, this lack of motivation, this desire to just kind of be and be present. It can be this anxious energy that makes us want to do all these things that are not related at all to what it is we need to do and what leads to our success, and a little bit of everything in between, right? Dichotomies are anxiety. So it's not you have A or you have B, but you know that there's everything in between. So from very little limited motivation and kind of just wanting to drudge through and not get anything done, to being overly productive and just getting things done, but nothing has purpose, and everything in between. So how do we release that? Well, awareness is key, right? We need to know what we're doing. We need to know what is holding us back. Really get deep with ourselves and sit with the discomfort and say, I feel like I'm doing a lot of this shoulda, couldas. I feel like I know what I want. I know what my potential is, but I feel like I'm just dreading kind of being in that space and getting into a place where I can actually engage in what I want. And so it's being aware that that's where we're at, and then we're accepting that that's where we're at, that we're not in a place right now where we feel motivated, where we feel as if we can engage in the things that are going to make us be successful. And we are self-sabotaging. We name, so we don't have to shame or blame. We name, we're self-sabotaging. We have fear right now. We have doubts. We don't necessarily trust what it is we're doing right now. And then once we, sit with that, once we know and we're naming, not shaming or blaming, then we can make some constructive moves to be able to engage in something of meaning and purpose, and not in a self-sabotage way. So we look at, what are we doing? Are we holding ourselves back? Are we doing nothing? Are we getting lost in the doom scrolls? Are we just watching other people and judging ourselves for the success that they have and what we don't have? Are we getting lost in productivity? So we're doing a lot of things. We're volunteering for everything, and we're doing this and we're doing that, and we can say that we're productive, but we can't really say that we're purposeful and that any of it has any meaning. So figure out what it is that you are doing, and then find an opposite action. So if you're doom scrolling, get off of Facebook, get off of Instagram, definitely never get on TikTok. Move yourself away from the social media aspect. Get yourself away from these judgment statements, because every time you judge someone else, you're judging yourself. And you're implicitly devaluing yourself every time you do that. And that's self-sabotage, and that's compounded, right? Those are the multiple gears that are happening. It's never just one gear. There's multiple gears that get tricked off. As soon as we avoid one thing, then other avoidances start to come up. And so we're looking at opposite action. If we're doing something that is opposed to what our goals are, opposed to our purpose, we do the opposite action. If we find ourselves limiting ourselves, so we are having this, I'm not really good enough. What was I thinking? Was I really going to do that? We're having these ideas and these thoughts that are holding us back. Then we want to challenge them. What is the core thought? I'm afraid I'm going to fail is the core thought, but we don't like to say those. So we come up with all these other things. And we want to look at those things. We want to say, well, no one's ever going to follow me, so what's the point of putting things out there? no one's ever going to think that this is really neat. So why am I doing this? And we know when we're saying no one and everyone that that's a dichotomy. So we know that we're in an anxious thought. And so we want to break through that. We want to find shades of gray for that thought. We want to be able to challenge that thought, put our thoughts on trial. So we want to do something that really looks at our thoughts and be able to break through them. We do have videos on the challenging the negative thoughts. We have videos on opposite actions. So go back through my feed and definitely take a look at those. And they will help you to expand on how to prevent self-sabotaging. Thank you so much. If you like this, hit the thumbs up button. Let me know that you like it. Please subscribe to my page and you can have more exclusive content and be able to get more inside track as soon as these things release. And I thank you so much. If you have any questions or want to share times where you've self-sabotaged or been able to get out of self-sabotage, please put comments below. Thank you so much.